Greetings, it's Dr. Sierra here, checking in again to share some tips on sleep. That's been the big feedback I've had recently, is to talk about sleep. So I'm going to give you 6 tips for achieving really solid quality sleep. This is a topic that would come up in our clinic at Bastyr all the time. I have a feeling that a lot of people in America and the Western world in general really suffer from insomnia and difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep. There's a lot of restless legs, and it's so important to realize that sleep is probably one of the most essential foundations of health. If your sleep is shitty, you will have a very difficult time fighting off sicknesses, feeling stable, feeling grounded, even managing your emotions and hormones. Everything gets out of whack when sleep is out of whack. My assistant is over here hanging out. He'll be helping me later on. I'll give you a little peek at him. But you might hear him from the sidelines chiming in a little. Yes, baby. Okay, so the first concept to really understand in regards to sleep is that sleep is maintained by melatonin, which is produced in your body. It's produced in your gut, and it's produced in the pineal gland deep in the brain. So this hormone has evolved over the millennia in humans to respond to the day-night cycle. That is really meaning the light-dark cycle. So in order for our bodies to produce the correct hormones for sleep, we have to sync up more with the day and the night cycle that is naturally occurring. So what that means is once the sun goes down outside, it's time to lower all of the lights in your house. This is probably opposite what a lot of us do, is we turn the lights on once the sun goes down. So if you think about it, it actually makes sense, where in order to give our brain the signal, and all of that is processed through our eyeballs. That's what signals the brain what time of day it is, what the body should start to produce in terms of preparing the body to be sleeping. So the sun goes down, lower the lights in your home. Keep your home as dim as you can. After a little while, you'll adjust to this. It'll feel more comfortable, and you'll start to become more sensitive to lights, which over time will really help to produce your own hormone sequence to optimize your sleep. Okay, so that's the first thing. Just realize that this is a process that's taken maybe 100,000 years of evolution in terms of setting you up for a good night's sleep. You need to time it with the sun as much as possible. Okay, number 2. This is another trigger point for most people, and it's the screens and the devices. The screens and the devices are sending out light signals to your brain that are stimulating to the brain. They are literally the opposite brain waves that are required to sleep. So, what does this mean? You have to find a way to bring yourself to getting off of your devices at least an hour before you want to fall asleep. So this might take some time. A lot of people love to lay in bed and scroll their phones. Just a little moment from him. So you got to find it in yourself, summon up the strength to turn the phones, the devices, all the screens, including the TV, off. Turn your phones, turn everything on airplane mode to decrease the EMF waves coming at you, and set your brain waves up for the brain waves that are required to sleep. And trust me, that is not going to happen if you are on those devices in bed. So usually what works best is to switch that habit up with something else, like reading a book or writing or drawing or something where you because the mind still wants to be engaged to some extent. So find another activity that's not sending all that blue light and all those other wavelengths into your brain, stimulating it. So find something that's more down tempo. Okay, number 3. Even after those first 2 steps are well in place in your routine, your mind might still be active at night. So you're laying there in bed and you're thinking about all the things that happened yesterday, today, what you need to do tomorrow, several different stressful situations in your life. People in the brain and the mind are just going over these situations again and again. It's really hard to settle down when your mind is going like that. So I have 2 tips to really settle an overactive mind. My brain is like that. My brain wants to just keep going. So there's 2 things. Thing number 1 is get a notebook or a journal and write out all of the things that are running through your mind. Just get them down on paper, get them out of your head, and see if that helps, if that quiets your mind a bit. If it still doesn't, use a mantra. This is my number 1 tool when my mind is going uncontrollably. I repeat a mantra. The mantra that I learned is from the lineage of Yogananda. And it's so simple. You time it with an inhale and an exhale, and in your mind's eye, you're focusing right here on your third eye, in between your eyebrows. That's just where you're bringing your awareness to with your eyes closed. So it's an inhale, hung, exhale, sa. So on the inhale, you're literally speaking this to yourself in your mind. Hung, sa. Hung, sa. You're not manipulating the breath in any way, but you're just timing up what your mental chatter is with your inhale and exhale, and you're focusing here. It's a Sanskrit mantra. I honestly forget what it translates to in this moment, but I can tell you that that's my anchor for me. That's what got me through medical school. That's what gets me through being a mom, being a wife. That's an excellent mantra. You'll start the mantra, your mind will start going again, you'll start thinking about all the things again. Just as soon as you catch yourself, return back to the mantra. Hung, sa, on the exhale. Okay, thing number 4. If it's your physical body that wakes you up at night because you've had injuries, you've had surgeries, you're sore from work, if it's your body, then every night, as you're kind of entering into your bedtime routine, getting closer to wanting to go to sleep, take a hot bath or a hot shower. Ideally, if you can take a hot bath with like 1 to 2 pounds of Epsom salts, that will deliver magnesium directly into your tissues and will help with the achiness of your body. So using hot water to calm your physical body down and prepare it for sleep. Couple that with some stretching. In yoga, all of the stretching where your head is bowing forward, getting lower than your heart, you're bringing your nervous system into a more still point. So you're settling the nervous system. So pile up some pillows or some blankets, and even if it's just a simple, I'm leaning forward, I'm dropping my head, stretching out the back of the neck. When the brain feels supported, it tends to help it settle down. So find a way to settle the head into some support and see if that quiets down your thoughts. And also just tune into your body. Feel, where is it stiff, where is it sore, and just do some organic stretching. See what comes of it. Nice to do that after your hot bath or hot shower because you'll be all loosened up. Okay, number 5 would be to bring in some herbal medicine. So kava is a relaxing herb. You can find it in tea blends. Also, there's a lot of blends out there in herbal teas or tinctures that are like sleepy time blend. These are, I think most of them are really excellent blends. Just keep in mind that on the label, it'll give you like 1 tea bag, for example. And when we dose in our medicine, we dose 1 tablespoon of tea per cup. A typical tea bag is 1 teaspoon. So that's 3 times different. So you want to, if you really want to use these herbal blends to get more of an effect, you want to, with the teas, go 3 tea bags per cup, or 3 cups of tea spread out over the couple hours before bedtime. Tincture is the same thing. Most tincture doses are 1 to 2 dropperfuls. We tend to dose, to really get an effect like that, about a teaspoon. That's 5 dropperfuls of the tincture. Okay, so those are the herbs. I would just say try out the herbal blends you can find in the store at this point. The last thing is melatonin. So a lot of people come to us having tried melatonin in the past. It hasn't worked. But there's a thing with dosing and also the way that it's released. So all of these things I've given you, I'm gonna pick up the baby. Oh, okay. So all of these things I've given you so far will help your body to produce its own melatonin in the quantities that it needs to in order to maintain sleep. But until you get there, you can take melatonin. Make sure you take an extended release version of melatonin, because it does tend to have a shorter half-life, which means it'll be out of your system before the night is over. So find an extended release melatonin and start it at 2 milligrams is usually the starting dose that we'd recommend to adults. And you can keep going up from there, increasing 1 milligram at a time. We dose, melatonin it's a naturally occurring hormone in the body, so it's pretty dang safe, as long as you're not going to go operating a vehicle or anything. We dose cancer patients with melatonin really high quantities, up to 10 milligrams a night, because it's super anti-inflammatory and it lowers estrogen levels. It's just an excellent modulating hormone for the body. So don't be afraid of going up on melatonin. The body knows what to do with it. Okay, so those are my 6 tips. The lights, the screens, calming the mind, calming the body, herbal remedies, and a supplemental remedy. Okay, the final thing I need to say is, yes, I am a doctor. I am a naturopathic doctor, but I am not your doctor. I'm just offering you up education and resources in terms of what I have learned and what I can share with you. If you are on any medications, if you have any health conditions, you should definitely consult with your doctor. Any kind of interactions that could come up with what you're already doing, consult before starting anything new. And just realize this isn't direct medical advice, it's education for you. And then leave me in the comments if anything is unclear or if you need more specific guide information. I'm happy to provide that. Also, anything else you're interested in me sharing about, I'm happy to. Okay, we are sending you guys a lot of love and good vibes for a great night's sleep. See you bye. See you bye.